have much experience with like LinkedIn ads? And like, if so, like what was your experience like using LinkedIn ads?
We've done some LinkedIn ads. Primarily, we actually use it through recruiting. Then we've done as a sales engine, Ashad. I think that it's not quite as cost effective as it used to be, which is where we used it when it was super cost effective, when it was still its own operation, pre-IPO. So I can't unfortunately speak to the efficacy of LinkedIn ads. We know our buyer personas really well, and I think that if we don't do standard SEO and buy Google AdWords for our company, because we're so niche driven with our service that we don't cast a wide net, because I think that 99 out of 100 people that might be interested would be looking for something else. So we've dabbled in LinkedIn ads for site staff, but it was still back in the early years where I think we were able to find our niche a little bit easier than it is now. But I still think that, dollars to donuts. I mean, I'd say Facebook ads are still the most cost effective in the industry, because they still haven't upped the rate yet, not the way it's supposed to be in the future. I still think that LinkedIn ads are very effective and appropriately priced, versus the other strategies that are out there, SEO and PPC.
That's interesting. You brought that up, Ashad, because I was trying to think, have I seen LinkedIn ads? And now I'm realizing I've seen them, but it goes through the feed, where I think Facebook is on the side and it pops a little bit more. So I think it's just I don't consciously think it's an ad.
I appreciate it personally. I don't like the banner ad effect, and I guess to Google's credit, last year they made that a lot more difficult to take up a lot of space on the screen for pop-up ads or things like that. And so I'm grateful that it's just within the feed, as Melissa was saying. But I would imagine if you poll an audience of people that maybe have larger businesses than the people that are your guests today, I would imagine it would get a positive grade. I just don't have a lot of experience myself.
Yeah.
Something that I did when I was in the planning stages of my podcast, I actually posted a video on my feed, and I did tag a lot of the people that I knew. And the video was calling out to them, explaining the podcast and explaining what I was looking for in guests, and overwhelming response. All 26 of the episodes that I recorded in December and January were a result of LinkedIn. People that I knew, first connections, but then recommendations of people. And there were people that came on my feed that I didn't know, that saw the video and said, "Oh, you should connect with this person." And I was at that point, I was a little over a year, I guess, on LinkedIn. And I was pleasantly surprised at just the kindness of people wanting to help, right? I put it out there, say, okay, so I'm new to LinkedIn. Here's what I need. And if you know anyone that can fill that need, please tell them to contact me, or tag them in the comments below, or I can't even remember what I said. But it was amazing. And I'm still getting referrals for people to be guests on the podcast. So
that's awesome.
From that standpoint of somebody that's new, it's definitely a platform of professionals. So if you're looking for a specific niche or a specific professional, put a call out, and there's all sorts of people come forward. So that was it was wonderful. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. That LinkedIn has a very it's a very supportive community. Like people want to help. Like, like I think about Facebook, right? If someone messaged me directly on Facebook, I probably won't respond if I didn't know them. Same thing with Instagram, but like LinkedIn, it's just different. It's professional, it's, either business or career related or something like that. And so I think it just puts it at ease. So it's just awesome that, LinkedIn has that, that type of community. Yeah.
Well, I think part of it too is you can access way more information about someone. Just go to their profile, right? They message you. It's like, okay, I'm going to go there. And their world, you can see whether they post regularly. Are they doing their own content? Are they sharing constantly? Or has it been a year since they've done anything, right? And so you have all of this information to actually make an educated decision about interacting, about how invested you're going to be in your communication with them. So I feel, for myself, what's the word? It's not control, but it's like that. I feel like I can make a much better decision intentionally about choosing to interact or not interact because I have so much information up front available.
Yeah. Here's a question for you guys. What kind of content do you enjoy on LinkedIn that people post? And then the B question is, what kind of content don't you like on LinkedIn? So those are the two questions. What do you like about the content that you're seeing? And then what don't you like about the content that you see that people post?
I would say like Rhonda's content I really like. I always go to look at her content. It's very positive. It's very uplifting. It's very structured. Even one of your podcasts, I think when you were first starting out, you had a windstorm or something. And I remember you were, I think, in the bathroom.
I was in the bathroom. Yeah.
And I was like, she is so awesome. Like, she's dedicated. And that kind of, I think LinkedIn is so cool that way because, I used to do videos in my car. I mean, I still do. And it's just, I saw you doing that and I just thought that's so real. That wasn't going to stop you. And I just admired you more for it. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I don't like when people go on negative rants or get really negative about something and they don't have a solution. I see that on LinkedIn sometimes and I just think, what was the purpose of that? I think that happens on Facebook too. Yeah.
I think some people are cloud chasers. Like I think some people might post something negative just because they know they're looking to get maybe 10,000 views or 1,000 likes.
Clickbait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate those clickbait posts that are coming up, and it seems lately, at least in the feed that I get, it's becoming just so overcrowded promotional. Everybody wants to sell their service now. And they're clickbait posts as well too. It kind of makes you want to stop posting things on there because you're just getting tired of reading some of the same stuff. And it's, I'm going through a little phase with that now with like, it doesn't matter because I'm not putting out stuff that's promoting me. I'm trying to help and contribute to people who follow, and they seem now to want to just hear about, promotional stuff. So it goes in waves. I think it just goes in waves through there.
Yeah.
I think the post that one of the styles that I find challenging are the ones that give me the feeling that the person is trying way too hard to present themselves as an authority or present themselves as very knowledgeable about something. And what I'm reading or hearing is a lot of hard work listening because it's just it doesn't feel like it's coming from a very centered place. So I do find those challenging. I have to say that there's several people that get on, and still after 2 years, every once in a while, there's a shocker. Like they do something that's completely different than what they've done before. And it's kind of like, whoa, and they just did that. So it's appealing in that way. It's like, okay, it's different. I don't know if any of you follow Joshua DeSesha, I think is what his name is. Well, it was a few months ago. All of a sudden, he came out with his guitar once, I don't know, once a week or once a month, and he sings. He's very talented, and it's kind of like, whoa, where'd that come from?
Right.
He has a point to what he's doing.
Yeah.
But seeing more sides of people,
Mhm.
I find that appealing because I like people. I want to know what you're like.
Yeah.
Not just
Yeah.
text and not just a video where you're actually talking about your content and that kind of thing. So
Yeah, there's this one, I don't know if any of you follow Shay Rowbottom or if you're with her at all, but like me personally, I'm not the funniest guy in the room, so I couldn't pull off like a silly skit that also has a educational piece to it. So I find it fascinating for people who have like a humor-based content. Not that it's over, like, not that she always posts something that's funny, but someone that can pull that off, I find that enjoyable. It makes LinkedIn a little more human. So I do enjoy that. But to you guys' point about like clickbait or people trying too hard, like, there's no need for that. I think things should happen naturally or organically. Like, if someone needs your services, they'll probably reach out, or maybe you put a link in the description or something like that, or in the comments, and people might naturally post if they resonate with your content. But I think some people, like you said, may try too hard to get a sale. But those who actually are genuine, and like you said, like I didn't see your video, Rhonda, about like you being like in the restroom or whatever it was. But organic content like that, where people are just themselves, like it might just be like a selfie video, maybe they're walking or in their car. Some of those be the best videos. They don't even be edited or have all these graphics and special effects. Some of the most natural, organic videos like resonate the most sometimes.
I know I've been there have been people that have challenged me that what I post is more the image, not necessarily the text content, that it's more for Instagram, and that it's not really a LinkedIn image. And I deliberately post what I post. My moniker is the people gardener. I post flowers. I post the garden. And I know that as people are going through the feed, they see one of those, they know whose it is. Right? Nobody else puts that style of post on LinkedIn. And I can't remember the statistic, but somebody posted not that long ago, and I was surprised at how large the percentage was of people that hire you that have never commented and never liked anything that you've ever done.
Yeah.
Because there's people, they're consuming, they're watching, they're looking, they're liking, and then they just, call you up. They message you or whatever. I was heartened by that, because I'm sure it's like you're talking, you've been slogging for years, putting your stuff out there, but the people that it resonates with are going to get a hold of you.